Here we go. Hello. I was about to say good morning, but it's not the morning. It's actually 7:21 my time, September 9th, and I am chilling. It is a Saturday. Um, I was thinking about what to talk about. I think I talked about this before that sometimes that I do my podcast, I will have a script, and other times I'll just be talking, you know. And in this case, I do have a script. I usually just have a title. Sometimes I do have more bullet points, but in this case, I just have a title and we'll just run from there. The topic that I have right now is called I'm Not Feeling This Round of Peruvian Coffee. This is one of the coffees that I got many months ago. And I got a big bag of it. It's 50 kilos, 50 or 60 kilos of it. And I believe it is organic, which I don't think people, consumers should actually buy coffee that way. They mainly should buy it off tastes and everything. But the point is that I'm not feeling it. I haven't felt this coffee in a while, actually. It did have a perfumey taste to it. It's a lot more full body than I would like it to be. It's actually very full body. And this is more so like a medium. Some people will call it more of a medium to dark. Um, some stats of this actual um roasting is whole bean 66, ground coffee is 59. So that's on the verge of being medium to medium dark, whatnot. If you talking to other specialty people, they'll call that dark roast. But it's still more of a medium. But I think that's where this coffee doesn't really shine. I should try it more so as a light medium or light roast, just to see if I feel the same way. I did brew this coffee at 93 degrees, or more specifically 193 degrees Fahrenheit. And drinking it as a black coffee is not really good. It's not something that I would actually gravitate to, you know? Me, if I was just drinking this coffee, I wouldn't buy another bag of this coffee. Am I downgrading this coffee? It could be that temperature too. I've been rocking 193 degrees Fahrenheit for the past 2-3 months. And I would say I don't know really what to call it. I like that it slowly brings the coffee to what it is, I guess. But it, I don't know really what's going on. I think probably by the end of the month, I'll up my temperature to 200 degrees Fahrenheit and stay there for a couple of months and see how that rolls with me. It's one of those things that I like to try out a lot of things, and I like to be as honest as I can to my customer base, clientele, whatnot, and to tell them what I think of that coffee. But don't get me wrong, I do understand that a lot of times they don't drink it the way I do. And it took me a long time to understand that. And a lot of times, one of the things that I have been trying to do better of is really understanding my market. Not every market is the same. It's different. And I believe for the longest, I strongly felt my market to be the specialty coffee people. And that's crazy because, lack for better words, I could probably put myself in this situation, but just the things that I've noticed about them in general is like they're like sluts. They'll try your coffee. They may like it, but they're on to the next, you know? If you have like a special coffee later on down the road, they're gonna probably want to try that, but they're not consistent. They're they're consistently trying a new coffee from whoever roaster that may be. They don't care so much about that routine, something familiar that they know that, oh, if I get this coffee from Everyday Beans, which, that's the name of my coffee roasting business, um, that they'll know what they're gonna get. And that's one thing that I am really trying to focus on. And really that's the reason why I got into this. I got into coffee roasting because people haven't really realized good tasting coffee and that you don't have to pay so much money for it. So, excuse me. So that's the situation right now. I going back and forth right now between water to clean my palate and then also this black coffee. Normally, when I have coffee, it has that, most people would call that, hmm, how do you explain bitter and sour? I would say bitter is more like a black and white photograph of somebody, and then sour is like a black and white photograph that has that one colored highlight in it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but sour is more so like, of course, it's fruit. More than anything is a lemon taste to it. But bitters, I say bitters are more like bitters as if you're drinking a cocktail or a mixed drink or whatnot. Bartenders tend to add bitters to a drink to give it some more character. And as I just sipped the coffee just now, I think more anything, I'm getting a bitter taste. It's not so much of a flavor. It's just, it doesn't add to this coffee. And I would assume that as it keeps cooling, it may get pleasant, but we'll see. Because guess what? Just drink some water, and I'm drinking this exact same coffee with creamer, and it's fucking amazing. It's delicious. It's delicious. It really is. You put creamer on mostly anything, no matter how good a coffee it is, organic or not. I believe the biggest takeaway that you'll get from my coffee or somebody else's coffee that's similarly situated is that it'll be fresher. But even on an old coffee, like a Folgers or something like that, that's been chilling in the store for a very long time, it works. I call that the coffee dilemma, actually, because the thing about coffee and market and people is that people are going to do what they want to do. It's their life. That's what they're going to do. And majority of people do drink their coffees with creamer. I mostly drink my coffee with creamer at nighttime when I'm drinking a decaf. just to ease into the day and mostly just into the night. But in this case, this Peruvian coffee that I hated black, it's delicious. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. Hmm. Now I was getting that light lemon taste, not a Meyer lemon. Probably I called it up. Who knows? Drinking it black again. But I don't know. I'll let it sit with me. And that's the thing too with this coffee. I like to drink it with all of its personalities. It's still the same coffee, but as it cools, to me, it gets a lot better. It's more pronounced. It talks to you a little bit more. You know, it's like when you talk to somebody, they don't know you, you don't know them. Sometimes, even with a good friend, it takes a while for them to warm up. This is what coffee does most of the time to me, especially as it cools down. But nobody drinks it really like that all the time. You know, again, it's one of those weird things that I would love to interview somebody while we drink my coffee at the same time. And we're just chit-chatting. We're just having a good time and understanding what's going on. And that would be a lot of fun to see how they drink their coffee. Also how they brew it too. And understand the importance of what they get from it, you know. So yeah. Again, like I'm saying, I'm not feeling this Peruvian, especially as a black. But it's getting slightly better. The bitter's turning to acidity, and it kind of stays and lingers into the into the tongue. That's actually the first thing I taste now. Hmm. Okay. We'll see what happens when I roast it lighter and at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's changing two variables, but it's all good. So, what am I doing today? What did I do today? What has happened today? I woke up at a normal time. My kids right now are at my mom's. They're chilling over there. I actually want to come home, but I will get them in the morning. Excuse me. I walked the dog. We had a good walk. Cleaned the house a little bit with myself and my wife, and did some smoking. And then ran around, cleaned up, watched a couple of podcasts and YouTube, and I think I bitched at my son for getting YouTube Premium, which we already have. I need to actually give him his own account, but you never know what the kids will do. But it's all good. So I would say I had a mostly chilled, typical type of Saturday, and I'm looking to just chill for the rest of the day too, unless my friend calls me back up. But that's my day. This is my Saturday and Sunday. I hope to chill even more. So, I did. Oh yeah, that's right. I did do some roasting. I did some roasting. I did dark roast Ethiopian, also a dark roast Honduras. That'll be interesting to try and talk to about. You know, I'll do that soon too. But more than anything, it's one of those things that I do prefer, like the more exotic tasting coffees to be a dark roast. That's how I mostly do like my contagious coffee. It's it's wonderful black. I can drink that coffee. Not every day, but a couple times during the week. It's really cool. And I did the Honduras. I have a client, customer, person who buys the coffee on a regular that usually gets 2 pounds of a dark roast and then 2 pounds of another dark roast. And she usually has the coffee ready to rock and roll. She usually has it for about 2 months, month and a half, 2 months. And then she gives me a call. So I will be delivering that coffee tomorrow. And for the most part, also, let me check it right now as I'm sitting here. Nothing there. Let's see if I can log in. I don't think it's going to work right now. I'll do this later. But it's looking good. I haven't got any calls or anything from the state of Texas about my permit, but I think it's going to work. And once it does, then I will be selling my coffee on Amazon, which will be cool. That's one thing that I am looking forward to really try to express, to show people like, hey, you can have this too. You can drink this too. And it's a lot easier. You don't even have to worry about going to my website. You just go to Amazon. Damn, this stuff is so good with creamer. The creamer I'm using, it's a sweet and creamy. And that's what it's called. Yeah, sweet and creamy. Really good stuff. It's mostly sweet, but it doesn't really get so much in the way of the coffee. Mm. But yeah, that's what that is. I don't know what I was talking about. I think I was talking about Amazon. Yeah. And I'm sure you're wondering, how the hell are you going to get people to taste your coffee who don't know? Well, I'll tell you about that later, one thing at a time. But I will say it's all in the samples. Something I don't even want to do, but I know providing free to people, especially if they haven't tasted it before, is going to be extremely critical. And them trusting me. It's not just about giving free coffee away or coffee away. It's also about giving value. And I'm looking to push that and give that to others and see where that goes. So this coffee does have potential, but not so much at a medium roast, not even barely at a 193 degrees Fahrenheit brew. So we shall see. Talk to you later. Bye.